Okay, I'll try.
Testing.
Wait, speak one more time.
Can you hear me?
I think so. Goes. Hey, it looks like Morgan. It was more.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. We'll start with our only two juniors, Maggie and Amy. So we'll go from a group of 12 seniors to 2 seniors next year.
Harry.
Okay, so next we've got Natalie West. Jocelyn Coley. Marie School. Emma Wagler. Jessica Unternam. Zoe Denlin. Naomi Egley. Marie Farmer. Katie Leakey. Hallie Shellman. Avery Waterhouse. So we are missing 3 girls, Taylor Sines, Meredith Robb, and Rhiannon Horn. That would make up our fresh soft and JV teams. A lot of these girls, obviously aside from the 2 juniors, had to do double duty most nights playing fresh soft and JV. I would say we had a really good season. The fresh soft went out and won the English Valley tournament. It's the first time we had ever taken the fresh soft team in the Saturday tournament. So they came out on top, and that was really good to see. I'm just really happy with the way the season went, and really excited for the next couple years with these guys.
There we go. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. Thinking about tonight, a couple of things. We do have 2 scripts. There's 7 pages total, so if I fall down, pass out, start getting too emotional. Carrie is ready to jump right in and read from the script, so we should be really good. Who knows what will happen, but we're prepared just in case. We didn't number the pages, but I'm guessing she'll follow right along and we'll be just fine. Thinking about tonight, I wanted to think of what inner self should I be tonight. Should I be my inner Bobby Bowden or my inner Kurt Ferentz? And here's a for instance. If I'm Bobby Bowden and I found out my sophomore setter has been tardy 3 times this week, what would I say? Well, she's a good kid. She probably has a problem with her alarm clock at home, but we'll double check that. We'll make sure that the school's clocks are right, because we know that she would never do anything wrong. She's a good kid. She's going to help us win a conference championship, maybe a national championship, but she's a good kid. Well, my Kurt Ferentz would be, we know Miss Goebel probably has a problem with her clock, and doesn't like to get up in the morning, but good teaching, good coaching here at Iowa. We'll make sure that she can get to school on time and do good school. So hopefully I'll be somewhere in between Bobby Bowden and Kurt Ferentz. Not too deadly and not too melodramatic. Not melodramatic, but so. Anyway, first we're going to start with our thank yous. Chad Hedeker, who knew that we even have a season? To be honest with you, right? Going into the summer, we didn't know what was going to happen. We get the news about midway through July that we can even come into the gym. We had to come in groups, separate, and everything else like that. Chad did a great job all year long of trying to make things possible for us. I couldn't say enough about how we set up the tournaments and set up our practice schedule and everything else like that. So big thank you to Chad. Rick Mormon for running all the tournaments. If you notice, if you're here late after a tournament, Rick was always here, making sure everything ran really well. We really appreciate Rick for all of that. And everything really went well at all of our tournaments. We'd like to thank everybody who helped for the tournaments and home games. Pam Davis and Brad Shetler did line judges. Emma and Molly helped line judges. And then Lori and Kim, well, not only the scores table, but our neighbor. She helped with scores. Jennifer and Leah. So we appreciate all those people doing the scores table. Student council for finding a way to make homecoming successful. Everybody's on student council. Pat yourselves on the back. Because who knew that we even have homecoming this year? I thought it went really well. And we actually played well in a homecoming Thursday too. So after having a tough football game, it was kind of a tough football game this year. Seniors are tough, but those other girls will get there too. So it was a good game, and just thank the student council for having a great homecoming week. Mr. Bartels, anybody who's in the team room when we needed to pick me up, and he brought in a slide presentation. It was absolutely crazy. Kind of worked, I thought. If you had ever seen Morgan against Notre Dame when she's screaming at somebody on the other side of the net, I think that was part of the slide presentation that Mr. Bartels had. So just to try to get his confidence, kind of get us ready for it. We really appreciate Mr. Bartels and everything else he does as an administrator here. Lisa Graber, she is always there for team meals, making meals, anything we need to do, and when we really need to restart our season this year, Lisa really pitched in and helped us get some of our energy back, and I can't say enough for Lisa for doing that. It really was a huge help. Eric Meridia, he's the custodian here. Made sure that we kept clean and healthy. Got the equipment in the team room that helped clean the balls every day. All we have to do is just press the buttons properly, and everything in here helps set up and everything else like that. We really like to thank him. Kim Sammons. What a great scorer she was. Wherever we needed her this year, we knew that we were going to have a scorer and a libero tracker at North Mahaska. She was there for us and did so much for us whenever we needed to. And that's been since 7th grade. Whenever we needed a score for club or whatever else, Kim was always willing to help out. So, Lori Miles, posters, pictures, scores table, anything she could do, she was always there. We'd like to thank Brett also for the homecoming hay rack. Everybody knows volleyball has the best float when it comes to homecoming. I mean, it's not even close. We have the most fun possible. So we'd like to thank those two for that. But Lori, your posters started years ago, and they've just been huge for all of us. Memories, you got to keep those posters. Those things are awesome, and we really appreciate it when you get right here with the posters. Parents, for some of you, it's been a 5 or 6 year journey with me. Hopefully it was okay. I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but when we started doing this as seventh graders in club, and who would have thought we would have gotten the program to where we're at now, because at that point we weren't a really great program. But parents, you spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time. We started out, I think, with 11 kids on that first club team, and 11 or 12, maybe 12. And we have 11 who are graduating as seniors this year and have been with the program the whole time. So parents, this program doesn't run without you. It's you guys. You guys have done a great job. Everything we've ever asked, summer stuff, going to Des Moines, going to team camp, you guys have always been there for us and allowed us to do it, so we really appreciate it. Bailey, this year COVID has been really changed our whole rhythm of practice. Of course, we decided to kind of split practices up. We have 2 nets, and you're by yourself trying to get around with 19 or 17 kids. I thought you did a great job. You basically had 2 teams, and I thought you did just an absolutely wonderful job with that many kids and 2 teams. So my hat's off to you for doing that. 17, I mean, I can handle 11 or 12, but 17 is tough. So I thought you did a great job. And then our other assistant coach, Carrie, middle of September, she decided to anyway, she jumped in the middle of September, made a huge difference. She is responsible for my clothes, but she's not responsible for how I wear them or how I match them. Usually my shoes, she's responsible for those too, but made a big difference. So, thank you. All right, season thoughts. If you would have said to me the 1st of August we'd be 26-8 and get beat at sub-state or regional championships, whatever you want to call it, I would have said, I'll take it, thank you. Agreed? Parents-wise, I mean, who would have thought we would have gotten to where we're at? Players, you agree? Would you take it 26-8? 3rd in the conference, as tough as ours. I think we would take it, wouldn't we? These guys just did a tremendous job, and it really, really, really turned out great. I think we've got a school record for wins. 5-3 in the conference, in our conference is super tough. Just thought tremendous job by all the players, the coaches, parents, everything to get to 26-8. But when we started out in August, who even knew we get to play, and then COVID and everything else, people coming and going and everything. So I'm going to go through the season really quickly. Started out with our tournament here. We lost to West Burlington. It's kind of a bummer, but we changed some things defensively after that. I thought it kind of showed we had some toughness, but we knew we could get better. But that was a good West Burlington team they ended up winning the conference. So wasn't too upset about it, but thought, hey, we can do better than that. We go to WACO, we beat WACO and Kid Cup. We go to English Valley, and we win that tournament. I think that tournament we call the WACO tournament, because I think we won it 4 out of 5 years. But we played really well up there. Then we get West Burlington here on this floor. Obviously, we were a little upset with losing to them in our tournament. Beat them 3-1, which was a great night for us. We go to Cardinal and win 3-0. We get Central Lee, who ended up becoming a really good team. Probably, in my mind, the best team in the conference when they got everything figured out. We beat them 3-2 here. And then we go to Danville and win another one. And then we get another weekend. We go to North Mahaska. We've been trying at North Mahaska for years to try to get that thing going. And we won it this year, so that was pretty awesome. That's our 2nd tournament win of the year. And then we jump into our Southeast Iowa Super Conference pool. Here, after the North Mahaska tournament, we beat Highland and WACO, and we get to go back down to Southeastern to play against a good Central Lee team. Now, I'll tell you, I've never been involved in the seeding process before, and it didn't go the way I thought it would go. I thought it would be hours and hours and hours of struggle, but it really wasn't. And of course, the 6 coaches that were there picking the teams, we completely messed up. Essentially, it was by far the best team in the conference at that point, and they were the 6th seed. So, and of course, you had to play the 6th seed first. We had to play the 6th seed first, but it is what it is. I was proud of us. We lose a 3-game tough match to them down at Southeastern, and could gone either way, but it was still awesome to be back down there. We go to L&M win, and then comes the biggest win probably here, I would think. I don't know the last time we beat Holy Trinity here. Absolutely amazing night. I mean, we lose the very first one, we win a couple, they win one, and then we I still don't know what happened over there, to be honest with you. Does anybody else know? And the crazy thing about that game is, to be honest with you, I got a yellow card, deservedly so, the first game. I guess the ball was dubbed. I thought it hit the ground. Get a yellow card, and Coach Carey was sitting right next to me, and she said, "You will not stand up the rest of the night. You won't." And so when the whole melee happens here in Game 5, and I'm just looking to figure out what the play was and what the call was, but it ended up being great for us. And I didn't see the paper slide. So raise your hand if you saw the paper slide. Okay, so everybody but me saw those. I didn't see those until I saw it on tape. I did see Melissa Friesmeier come running up to the half court and yelled at me and said, "I need some help." And I couldn't get up because she had a hand on my leg going, "You're not getting it." Okay? So that's how that all went. So, yeah, I mean, we kept our cool. You know, obviously it's a 2-point swing. All I got to say, I don't know if the call was right or wrong, but it certainly worked for our favor that night. So we'll take it anyway. We can possibly take it. We all know that if you go to Holy Trinity, you can hit the ball in, and it'll be called out. You can hit the ball out, or they can hit the ball out, and it'll be called in. So it happens. It is part of the game, and maybe next year I'll carry a folder with papers if I need to throw it up. I don't know. We'll just think about it. So, and I did ask her. Melissa and I have talked several times. I did ask her for technique on throwing papers in a folder. She said you're going to have to come to a summer camp to be able to do that. So, anyway. After Holy Trinity, I think we kind of lost a little steam, but when you go to New London, on the road we lose 3-0, kind of a tough night. And then senior night, probably the toughest night we've had all year. We get the Notre Dame team, the second Notre Dame team, the really good Notre Dame team. And I actually thought we played some of the best volleyball of the year here when we lost 3-1. Because Game 4, we're at 23-23. We get a call that goes against us, end up losing 26-24. But I thought, you know, all in all, for a game that we naturally lost all year, I thought that was probably as good of a match as we played. So, and I think we kind of got to a point too where we're a little bit tired. It happens. We go to Davis County, go 2-2. Drop a tough one to Van Buren. It is what it is. And then we roll into regionals. We get Sigourney, North Mahaska at home. We roll 3-0. And then to me, the game I think that really exemplifies our kind of volleyball is we go up to Lisbon. I mean, we're seeded in our regional. I think we're seeded, fourth probably, right? Lisbon's seeded third. Or Lisbon was the highest seed in our section of the regional. We were the bottom seed on that. We have to go to Lisbon. Our conference game gets no respect. We have to go to Lisbon. And we just whack them the first 2 games. And then the officiating got a little tight. Things happen. We give up 2. We're 4-4 in Game 5. And lo and behold, somebody decides to serve 7 in a row. 8 in a row. How many did you serve? Appreciate it. How many did you serve? 8? 7, 8? We go from 4-4 to 11-4, I think. Something like that. So 7, and then I think they side off. So great game, great composure by Lindsay to get us that run that we had to. We had a great group of blockers up there at that time. Awesome win for us. And then we ended up having to play Notre Dame at Mount Pleasant. But hey, guys, if you're going to lose to somebody, lose to the state champs, right? Correct? If you're going to have to lose to somebody, let's lose to the state champs. So no problems with the way that ended. It is what it is. They were a very good team, and they proved it when it came to the rest of the season. So very happy with the season. Again, as I've said to the parents, guys, this is hard work. If you ever want to take a lesson for your life, this is what this is all about. Players, if you come up here one at a time. Ellen Kissel. So this is our letterman, our varsity. Ellen Kissel. Split time with Taylor Shanes all year. I thought she handled it really well. By the end of the year, she had a major impact on her block. The Lisbon game, she had 8 blocks, 4 in the first rotation. I thought she set the tone for the night with her blocks, and I thought that was a huge part of our win up at Lisbon. So thank you, Ella. Grace. Grace had a really tough job. You know, she's a good kid. She'll learn how to get up and not be tardy for school anymore. But she had to replace Annie Graber, career leader and assist. I thought she stepped right in, handled it really well. I thought the older girls treated her very well. And how could you not with that smile? I mean, Grace just smiles. She's fun to be around. I thought she handled it really well. She got on the floor. She was third on the team in digs. Did a great job of setting. She led the conference in assists. She was 8th in 1A in assists, and 2nd in school history with 700 assists in one season. Great job, Grace. Lori Ackles. Lori here? There she is. Great member of the team. Real tough server. When given a chance, she did a great job for us. Thinking of the English Valley tournament, when Grace rolls an ankle, Ellis sets for half a game. Aubrey has to change jersey with Kaylee, which I'll talk about later. She went back there and served. She did a great job. She played some right side for us. She got some chances later on in the year. My biggest problem with Lori is I couldn't get her in when I got somebody like Ellie in front of her. But great team player, good practice player, worked always tough, really tough in practice. Just a good player, period. So we really appreciate you, Lori. Kaylee Shellman. When called on this year, she did a great job for us. Had to play at English Valley, and I'm sorry, I wouldn't put on Aubrey's shirt. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. It's sweaty. And we only played 2 matches, I think, by that time, and I wouldn't put it on, but for some reason, Coach Colbor or our manager, Ellen Chanchek, did bring the second set of stuff, which I'm taking the blame, not you. That's all me. But anyway, so we had to make a choice. We knew Grace was done for the day. Kaylee just sucked it up, put that sweaty shirt on, did a great job as our libero. In fact, I think she had like 3.5 digs per, and she served really tough for us. I mean, she doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when she was called on, she did a great job. She did a great job down at Van Buren. Good practice player. These are the kind of people you have to have if you want to have a successful program. So, Kaylee, thank you so much. Taylor Samuels. 2-year starter, tireless worker, always battled through some injuries, but never let her stop her. Great teammate, always cheering her teammates on, whether or not she was on the floor or on the side. Just worked her rear end off. Anybody who's been around the middle that has had to be around me or her knows that we expect so much from them. She closed blocks. She just did a great job. She had the 2nd highest skill percentage on the team. We wish she had another year, that's for sure. We wish you were back next year. She did a great job. Taylor, thank you. Leela Ford. She played as a sophomore, and she's been a regular for the last 2 years at right back for us. Practice-wise, Leela does not like conditioning. She can play 4-on-4 for 5 hours, but the conditioning part just not her thing. And if we mention conditioning, that was just not her thing. But you know what? If we get ball touches and do other stuff, she's just happy as can be. So she was my co-pilot Ginger. Anybody who's ever ridden with me as a van driver, that I always have co-pilots. Amy Hinn was for years. This year it seemed to be Leela. I really appreciate that. Her choice of music was always good. Just fun to have around, and she's going to be sorely missed because she won, one of those really good DSs that's helped us become a really good program. So thank you, Leela. Actually, next year we'll put over here. Lindsay Roth. Okay, so good story about Lindsay. Obviously, I know the family forever. I had her in 7th and 8th grade. I thought, boy, this one's a really mentally tough girl. I could play her DS as a freshman. She'll just be fine. She was petrified as a freshman. It's surprising that she's still playing because I know I scared her so much, and we've talked about it numerous occasions. I could have ran her off, and that would have been our loss. Came back as a sophomore. She's been a DS left back for us ever since. Her and Morgan have traveled together position-wise. Just absolutely great. She would have been our other left if we needed another left. Tremendous server. Big part of our serve reception whole works. She actually led the conference in serve percentage. She was 4th in all classes in serve percentage, and she led 1A in serve percentage. Ellie Miles. Ellie started the right side for 2 years. Was a really solid blocker for us. She became a much bigger part of our offense late last year and then into this year. She's changed so much. Mentally, she's changed so much. She's a really good team player. I thought she did a really good job with Ella this year when they were partnered up. A lot of communication. They had a lot of good success when those two were blocking together. Great server. Here's some of her stats for serving. She was 5th in the conference in aces. She led the conference. She was 1st in 1A and 12th in all classes in serve success. She led the conference and was 1st in 1A and 12th in all classes in serve attempts. So, as you can see, we have two of the greatest servers possible standing right next to me. So, Ellie Monax. Lana Ferrier. 3 years starter, but she did play a lot as a freshman. Super hard worker, good blocker, good hitter, plus server, all around really good player, hard worker. In the offseason, she changed her conditioning and really paid attention to her diet and how hard she worked, and I think it really paid off for her. In 2020, she was 4th in the conference in total blocks. She was 3rd in the conference in kill efficiency, and she's going to leave here as 2nd in school history with 403 kills. So congratulations. Molly McLaughlin. One of only 2 players that were 6 rotation players. And for those of you who don't know volleyball, that means she never got to come out. Grace was the other one. She started the last years as an outside for us. She gave us balance when Morgan was in the back row. She played sophomores, or as a sophomore, she played DS. And in junior high, if you remember this, you and Aubrey we ran a 4-2, and you were a setter, weren't you? So she's bounced around. I think that probably helped her when it came to playing all 6 rotations because defensively she's really solid, solid hands, just a really good player. She was second on our teams in digs, and she had some of her biggest moments when we needed against Holy Trinity and West Wellington. Molly McLaughlin. Thank you. I think we're page 4. You need to follow that one. Okay. Morgan Braylor. Morgan started her 3rd season on the outside. I would say that she's gotten better every year. We had to have somebody who would take us to the next level offensively, and Morgan has done that. I still don't believe that her best volleyball, she's played her best volleyball yet. I think she's got more good volleyball in her as she just keeps getting stronger and more confident. And she's not the most overly confident, but if you did go back and look on that tape against Notre Dame, she's literally screaming at Deary and at Vince. Screaming at them. She gets a kill, but she's screaming at them. Now, I'm sure Mr. Bartell saw that. I saw it, and I know it had to feel really good for you, Morgan, didn't it? Just a little bit? You can take your mask down and say something, yes. Yes. That would be Morgan. And we have seen an emergence of her as a leader, a vocal leader. Her work ethic is second to none. She's always willing to prepare herself and become a better player. These are a couple things that she's going to leave here with for us. She was a 2-time first-team all-conference hitter, 2-time we expect all-district player. In 2020 in the conference, she led the conference in kills. She was 5th in 1A in kills and number 22 in all classes in kills. School records, kills in the season, which she's broken twice, 305 in 19 and 356 in 2020, and her career total is 834. She will be hard to replace. Last but not least, Aubrey Barnsley. Okay, seriously, why didn't we let her in? Do you see what you're wearing? Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, so that's good. That's team bonding, team chemistry that we have somebody else to blame. It's okay. It's all right. Aubrey Barnsley, 4-year starter libero, tireless worker. If you ever were in here during drills, she wants to win every drill, and if she doesn't, She'll usually find a way to win every drill. If she has to cheat, if she has to do anything else, she will do it. It was kind of good. By the end of the year, she wasn't winning every drill, and we were trying to pick teams that she couldn't win every drill. And even that would upset her because she wants to win every drill. She has led our program in digs all 4 years. I truly believe that she could probably play any position on this floor. If she had to play middle, she would find a way to step on people's toes so they couldn't jump, or find a way to climb up the net and be legal or something. She would do something to play all 6 positions on this floor. Backup setter, she could hit outside, she could do about whatever we needed her to do. This year, she was first team all conference, but that's the second time she's been first team all conference libero. In 2020 in the conference, she led the conference in digs. She led the conference in aces. She was third in successful serves with 365, and she was third in the conference with serve attempts with 404. 2020 in the state. Digs, she was second in 1A, 10th in all classes with 474. Aces, she was first in class 1A and third in all classes with 76. Successful serves, she was 7th in 1A and 28th in all classes with 365. And serve attempts, she was 5th in 1A and 18th in all classes with 404. Her school records that she will leave behind. Season aces, 76, which was this year. Career aces with 154. Season digs with 518, and career digs with 1,420. Almost double that of the closest member. Aubrey Martin. Thank you. And then the last member of this class, Ella Jennifer. And Ella has so evolved. She went from a player to a manager, and I really feel like she went to an assistant coach this year. I really do. Because you watch practices, her and Bailey would be talking, and then, a drill would change or whatever else, and then she'd be over there in the drills. She's learning how to toss balls. She was always at Bailey's side, which, at that point, I can't help Bailey because we're trying to battle COVID and everything else like that. And thank God for Ella. She was always there for Bailey. She was always there for us. It wasn't your fault about the libero jersey. That wasn't me. That's not you. That has nothing to do with you. But huge part of our program. Just did a great job. She'll be missed. So proud of her. She was one of the original group of girls who started clubbing, as 7th graders, and has seen it all the way through, which is a testimony to both her and her mom. So we appreciate Ella so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so just real quick, I should stand up here and defend myself on those comments about the Notre Dame or the Holy Trinity game, because I don't really remember it going down the way he just described it. But that's okay. I'll move on. Also, okay, so we've never done this before, but this year we decided to give some coaches awards. Every year we're obviously very grateful for the girls' willingness to come out, be a part of the team, put in that work. But this year we felt like there was 3 people that we really kind of wanted to just honor, especially because of how much we appreciated them being here. So we just would like to say a big thank you to these 3 for their dedication and commitment to the volleyball program at WACO for all the years that you seniors have been here. So, Lori Ackles. We would like to say thank you. Katie Shulman. And Ella. Thank you guys for your
Okay, so that ends our program tonight. To younger players, there's some big shoes to fill. But I think there are people here in this gym that can fill some of those shoes. I don't know if they can fill all of them, but we're going to find a way. They are going to go ahead and have club this season. I don't know if we'll do USA or not, but we will be the local club. And I'm just looking forward to the next challenge. Obviously, we've taken this program to a different standard now with all the hard work that this class that just graduated has done, and that'll be your charge now to step up and take their places. And we don't expect it overnight, we expect it over time. So I would just challenge you guys to pick out an example from that group of seniors that graduated and try to emulate those guys because they're a great group of leaders, a great group of people, probably just as good of people as they are when it comes to volleyball players. So pick out one of those guys, be a part of that, and yep. That's why you're paying big bucks. Okay. All right, so we letter winners this year. Academic All Conference. They have it in their packets, but I will go over it. Lori Ackles, Grace Coble, Zoe Denler, Naomi Egley, Marie Farmer, Leanne Ford, Aubrey Garnsey, Morgan Graber, Ella Kissel, Katie Lichty, Molly McLaughlin, Ellie Miles, Meredith Roth, Lindsay Roth, Kaylee Showman, Hallie Showman, Taylor Sines, and Avery Waterhouse. They were all academic all conference. Okay. First team all conference, obviously we had Aubrey, Morgan, and Grace. Honorable mention were Lana and Molly. And I really felt bad for both of those two. I think they were honorable mention last year, but when it came to the all conference thing, there was probably 12 girls that could have been first team all conference hitters, and you guys are both hitters. It's just stacked. But you guys did a tremendous job, and honorable mention in our conference means something. The Southeast Iowa Super Conference, or Southeast Iowa All-Star Game last weekend. Aubrey and Morgan were both there representing us. Sorry, Morgan, you had to lose. It's part of life. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you so much. Academic All-State. We had 5 Academic All-State players this year. There's 230 girls that qualified, and we had 5 of them at WACO. You had to have a 3.85 to be Academic All-State, and those girls from our senior class were Morgan Graber, Molly McLaughlin, Ellie Miles, Lindsay Roth, and Kaylee Shulman. So again, younger girls, if you want to pick out role models, that senior class has an awful lot of them. So thank you so much, because that's a huge part of what we do too here at school is very important. So anyway, thank you, and I think that should wrap it up, right, Coach? That was page 7, right? That was page 7. Okay, thank you very much.
Seniors, you guys want to come out here real quick?
I see you. Oh, no. Bye, people.